Welcome to We Are Something Else, episode 155. Never gonna give you. And we're here. It's your boy Kaleo. There's CB, there's E Rich. There's Rashad in the comments. What's good?
Yo,
We are here 9:30 on a Thursday, regular time. I'm going off of all a little bit of energy I got and whatever's left in this cup. Fellas, what's good with you guys?
hey man, it's been a long week. Tomorrow looks to be a long day. So we just got to finish it out strong and get
Oh,
to the weekend.
be easy. What it do? I'm glad you're here,
Hey.
bro. We need you to stick around tonight. We'll get to that in a second. Hey, what's good, bro?
Well, we talked
Oh, we
earlier.
got a
So
celebrity in the building, fans.
Oh, Chuck Claggett, we are here. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you know what? This is why we're here at 9:30 because when I posed it to the fellas, like, can we go regular time? Because uh, there is a game on. I probably it's probably the first game all season I won't even turn the channel on. But go ahead, E. My bad.
no, you good. You and I talked earlier, so you kind of know how my week is going work wise, and shout out to everybody who still works tomorrow and who does not have off tomorrow because we'll be
These
definitely
guys right here.
all,
These
all of
guys here.
us
Yeah.
in the trenches still working, but again, it's good, and we counting down to the holidays to get some time off and just yeah, fuck this week. There I said
Yeah.
it.
Man, look, I feel you. Look, today has been it's been a long day today. The week has been a decent week. But before we get to any further, I just want to let everybody know who's chimed in. And I kind of alluded to you fellas earlier. Tonight there's a major announcement coming up. Coming up, we got a major announcement. The fellas aren't privy to this yet. It's only me. It's only me. So I cannot wait to see the reaction. We
I was
dropped a little
gonna
bit of
say
news.
that's like the most genuine reaction you're gonna get
You're gonna get,
outside
yeah,
of us seeing the damn video for the first time.
exactly. But yeah, no, it's been a good week. I'm in house tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about much. Yeah, we never get Veterans Day off for some reason. That's one of the big ones that the financial industry just doesn't recognize. I guess maybe because Thanksgiving is a week or two later, and God forbid the market being closed more than once a month. So, but yeah, I don't have the graphic, but uh, there was some big news, quote unquote, coming out of Command Central today with the district attorney or as attorney general, the attorney general,
Attorneys General.
AG,
Yeah.
yeah, attorney general. Um, Regarding the Commanders, and he had kind of teased it yesterday, saying that today will be dead and one major announcement, kind of what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna make you wait that long. Just gotta wait a little bit longer. About something involving the Commanders, and we were hoping to get the real reason behind all of a sudden Snyder deciding to want to sell the team or look into options in selling the team, and I don't really think from the press conference. Well, first of all, the press conference was supposed to start at 1. And if you know how these things work, the start time is never the start time. And I'm in the gym at this point waiting for it to happen. And before the attorney general comes out, it's leaked from somebody else, the source what the press conference is going to be about. So, and I'm assuming when these things happen, from what someone was saying, is the attorney general has up to a certain amount of time to announce what he has to announce before the other people involved get to make the announcement. And he had went past the time limit, and someone else was able to tell the story. But I think it was just everything that's been going on with the Commanders as far as workplace environment, um, the sexual harassment suits. I think the misappropriation of funds that's been everything that we know. They're just saying they're going to look into it even more, and they're going to be very transparent during this process. So, CB, do you feel like you've gotten any answers, or do you feel like we're on a good path? Also, which they also said they're not just going after Snyder, they're going after Goodell as well. So, which may be kind of bad because an owner that was kind of ousted by now has to partner with the NFL. They kind of have to have each other's back through this whole thing, right?
Well, I think that's the whole point of them all being named in this this suit or whatever we're calling it, because they were colluding apparently. So, but you guys know how I
Soon
feel
enough,
when it comes to the squad.
it's coming.
I don't believe anything until anything actually happens. This is all fluff. It's nothing, but it did allow me to get what I thought was a hilarious tweet off, which that's the Attorney General's tweet with the breaking news. But I'm obviously an interested party, but I have no more answers. I have no more faith that little man is going to be out of there. So it is what it is. It's just another day in the life of a fan of the football Manderskins.
Did you get a verified status on Twitter this week?
I can't afford $8.
I don't know how close you've been following the press conference today was going on in DC.
I did see it, but I mean, clearly, if you're involved in the sports world, which I have definitely broke some news here before on We Are Something Else podcast, but no, I saw it, and again, I still kind of stand on what we talked about last time. I'll say it till I'm dead and buried, but cash rules everything around me. So if at this point you're talking about adding Goodell, who is judge, jury, and executioner of the NFL, he will lay Snyder's ass out before he goes down. However, the interesting thing here, and I want to bring this up, and I actually want to bring up. I posed this to CB, and both of you, but mainly CB to get his response. It seems as though that one of our biggest villains in the NFL owner realm, aka Mr. Jerry Jones, does not like Goodell. So I pose this question: do you see him in some way, shape, or form utilizing this to kind of get inside, or at least kind of? I wouldn't necessarily say he's going to align himself with Snyder, because he can't have that type of publicity attached to him. Although Jerry has had his fair share of shit in the news, but as much as he's always like kind of bucked at the fact that he doesn't like the type of contract that the other owners want to give Goodell, this kind of seems in line with one of those situations where it's like, bro, I'm gonna stick it to you. I'm gonna let you feel some of this heat, because he got pulled too. So it's like, at what point in time does this then become more of a personal, I don't really like you? And we've seen this before, because the owners, like I said, they playing at a different level that we're not gonna know. That's a money level of, let's see how far my money can go longer than yours, right? Oil money, or that money you just getting from us type deal. You know what I'm saying? So what do y'all take on that? I think that this is gonna play a part in it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's possible. Jerry is actually Snyder's like most high profile like supporter, I guess. Which that's wavered more recently with what's been going on, but he still has like come out recently and kind of had his back. So it's possible. We know Jerry holds a grudge. And so whenever Goodell has had a reason to come after him, it's like Jerry's like, what, bro, you're trying to touch me for real? So, I mean, I still think that the owners, if we're going to think about them like a crime organization, because that's kind of how it feels like, they all you need what, 27 of the 31 other owners to vote one out. It's a very exclusive club. And you don't want to be looked at as messing with the other dude's money, which right now, out of all the other shit that's gone on with the team, that's the stuff that would get him outed, is him messing with the other owner's money.
Yep. He's
So
not bringing in the money he should be.
it's one of those things where the value of the team has gone up considerably since he bought it. But bro, that's just inflation. That's just the state of the world. Like
Yep.
it's not anything of his doing. So I still think that ultimately it makes more sense for the other owners to be, if we're doing like Dan versus Goodell, like I still feel like it makes more sense for them to be aligned against little man Dan. But you never know. Like I feel like most of the owners tend to like Goodell from the business side, which, as E's pointed out,
Yeah, I agree with that. Because they can control him. He's kind of like
he works for the owners.
he works for them, and that's the thing. Like he's not gonna push back much. He's kind of he's a sucker. So I think that
Handsomely paid.
yeah, of
So,
course.
God dang.
Pay me that much exactly.
See those checks?
And I think that from what I heard, I think they do have the votes right to get Snyders up out of that. And one way or another, I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, how old am I gonna be when that shit happens though?
Right, we'll see, right? I also think that this week also what emerged was like I guess the one owners group that's being put together to try to buy it. You've got Bezos, Jay-Z, Katie, Matthew McConaughey, and is that it? Is that four? That's I think that's it. To buy as a real purchaser of the Commanders. We don't know what the offer was or what it's going to be, but this seems to be a legit group being put together to purchase this team, and whether or not it happens.
Do it by himself, cheap ass, getting other people in the deal. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
like that's how you know. That's how you know these people are like so wealthy that we can't even comprehend it. It's like,
Sean Xavier, what's good, bro? Look, you can catch us on the Hot Seat Podcast next week as a mashup show with the gentlemen. Next week, you can check us out there. We'll be on the show. Special guest, Sean. I hope you're here to hear the special announcement, the major announcement that's coming up a little later on. But thank you for chiming in. What be easy got to say? Oh yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Jerry and Rooney, the Rooneys, perhaps the most powerful owners in the league. And maybe you can throw in Kraft, perhaps, but no one's touching those guys. Anyways, so while sticking on the football theme, this wasn't supposed to be the first story, but we'll keep it there. Let's wrap. So talking of ownership in football and coaching and all that, this week the Colts fired Frank Reich after 2-3 seasons as their head coach. Doesn't matter. They fired him. And now he's getting paid $200,000 every other week or every week for the next 2 years. Not to coach, sit on the couch.
What a dope ass job.
In stunning news, WRSE, the owner of the Colts, who recently spoke out against Daniel Snyder, wanting to get him out of ownership, saying they should go after him, picked
one mob boss after another.
Jeff Saturday to be the interim head coach, and this is the halfway point of the NFL season. So he picked a former player of his, Jeff Saturday, to be the interim head coach. Now, interim is for the time being. Doesn't necessarily lock you in to being the head coach next year, but it's the opportunity, right? Last time I checked, there was such thing as a Rooney rule, which is every time a coaching situation comes up, seems to be more and more bullshit and just something that was put on paper just to sound good. Because they haven't mentioned any African-American coaching possibilities that they brought in for interim coach. I don't know if if it counts as interim or if it's always for head coach. But I didn't hear them bring anybody else in. And the first thing Irsay said was he likes the fact that Saturday doesn't have any experience as head coach. He likes the fact that he can just come in and probably just shift the culture because he doesn't know what he's doing. But he knows how to lead men. Well, hell, me and E. Richard played football with some folks that don't have experience, but they knew how to lead a team. Does that mean we're all qualified to be a head coach? I don't know. The team is bad off. I don't think. I think Jeff Saturday may be just a feel good kind of story, something good for the team for the rest of the season. They're not going to do anything. The quarterback, the main quarterback, supposedly doesn't have an arm anymore, and they put a guy in that stays on his back. Never mind. We'll forget that. But go ahead, E. Let's get your feelings for this.
Oh my God, that was I almost thought that you was talking about the Washington Commanders there for a second. The way that you were going in on that. No, real quick. Yes to all that you said. Clearly, we know that. And let's just be honest. This was one of those moments where they definitely fumbled, pun intended, right?
Okay, there it is.
No, and that's fine, right? Because I was gonna say that it doesn't include that. However, the bullshit is ultimately the one thing that they discuss that is wrong with the Colts right now at this very moment is their offensive line, which is what he played. So why not take the damn offensive coordinator or the coach out before you put him at head coach? Because again, his omission was I played the game. I've been to this many thises. I've been to that many. Bro, you've never been on defense. You don't know that side of the ball. You be in the center other than you can call out whatever Peyton that you had that he audibled from, right? But let's just be honest. Like it definitely goes aligned with there's somebody already in the organization or that was an assistant coach or that was someone that clearly, let's just be honest, they also groom people to go into the places when they know that the head coach is already fucking up. He's not going to be here long. Who's next in line? How do you even get somebody who was working at the network and other than talking X and O's on every other Sunday or every Sunday? So it's retarded. Their problem is the offensive line. Also with injury, we wouldn't be having this discussion if their offensive line was healthy because their record would be better. Yes, they got a makeshift quarterback, and an old quarterback who can't throw probably further than 40 yards. So you had the top running back last year, and you even had a backup that could be starting in somebody else's backfield. Mm-hmm. It's the offensive line, but here we go, head coach. And this is going to, kind of spawn a whole nother situation. But, like you said, there's always been holes poked in the Rooney rules anyway. And that's even why in 2022, they were just talking about having to revise them holes anyway, because there was holes in it. This is clearly one of them. So we're here.
CB.
It's comedy, if nothing else. But one of the things that comes along with managing 23 fantasy football teams and obsessing over that particular hobby is you listen to a lot of other podcasts that have to do with that stuff. And if you want a community that will find any possible news having to do with the NFL, it's the betters and / fantasy football players. And one of the things that came up on one of the podcasts I was listening to recently, they were talking about how for the Colts, the last year and a half, Irsay's become really meddlesome. Whereas before he wasn't really touching a lot of the day-to-day stuff. They said basically after they lost the final 2 games of the year last year, Irsay just started being like, all right, well, we got to get Carson Wentz out. That was Frank Reich's guy. That was, and even though he obviously didn't light it up, his numbers weren't terrible, but he obviously wasn't making that difference. They lost those final 2 games of the year, but Irsay comes out, gets rid of them. And for a haul, by the way, Commanders, that was awful business. But Irsay starts being meddlesome, and then it's basically it's almost like the process of emasculating Reich at that point. So it just became a matter of time. He was basically just a sitting duck at that point. And so it's almost like Irsay, he came to the defense of everybody in the public by going after little man Dan, but he's, not, he's cut from the same cloth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And to be easy's comment right here, Romo knows the game. He's going to be next coach of the Cowboys. Now, look, I will say this. Quarterbacks, DBs, make your best head coaches when it comes to football. Look at what Deion's doing. Look at what Tony Dungy. Look at what Herm Edwards. These guys have been successful because they play those positions. And now quarterbacks. Want to talk quarterbacks? Romo knows the game. I think if you can probably put Romo in a head coaching position, and he may be successful. Go ahead.
What was the Cowboys' last coach? What was he again?
Garrett?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say all. Did I say all?
Okay.
I did not say,
no. Okay,
I didn't say all. I didn't say all. But okay, so to that point, the offensive coordinator now, the young cat, he's up for a head coaching job. So not all transfer over well, but those are the two positions that know the field, because you're either looking at an offense or you're looking at a defense.
I get it. No, I agree. I mean, nobody's gonna really have a party that Colt McCoy becomes a head coach at one point in time later on in his life. Yikes.
Back up. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, but why is the offensive coordinator slipping my mind right now? For the Cowboys, but he's a backup.
I can also picture him, but I'm
yeah.
surprised B just hasn't,
help me out right here, because I can't remember it right now. But anyways, I think with Jeff Saturday, will he get the head coaching job in the long run? I doubt it. There's going to be a lot of people out there looking for a job next season, and I don't think that he'll make it past this season. But I think he's a feel-good story for the Colts, because he's been in Kellen Moore. There you go, because he's been in that system. They need something to fight for. They got a lot they got to fill in. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a line. They got a lot they got to deal with, and I don't see Indy being a big target for free agency. So next, all right, sticking with kind of sports but not sports. Look, the Brittney Griner saga continues. We knew that she was sentenced to 9 years. Her appeal was denied, and it was reported that at some point this week, she was transferred to a Russian penal colony. So this is their jail. This is the prison. This is where she's gonna do her time. She's no longer in one of those little like local kind of just holding cells. She's been transferred to the place where she's gonna be doing her 9-year bid, and they really aren't sure where she is. They just know she was moved. And the more time that passes, two things happen. She serves her time. This is a day marked off of the 9 years, another day marked off of 9 years. But the more time that goes by is the more time that most likely she's going to be there for the full 9 years, or majority of it, before something happens. And we're all, don't forget Brittney. And we want, the U.S. to do something, to negotiate, get her. But we're in election season. It wasn't going to happen then. We're going into, next year where everybody that was voted in, they're gonna take office next year. It's just going to be a while. I thought if it was going to happen, it would have happened right when the trial was at its height, before it got to this point. But the fact that it's it's been. I mean, has it been a year yet? I mean, I mean, I just don't have a good feeling about this. I think she's going to do majority of the 9, if not the whole 9. And every now and then it'll be a Brittney Griner day, or don't forget Brittney kind of day where the WNBA wears T-shirts, and you'll have less and less players in the NBA speaking up about it. It'll just be one of those things, and she'll come home, and the rest of her career will be over, and she won't be the same. She won't be probably not the same now. So I'm gonna get you guys' thoughts. Do you think that she's going to do the full 9? Do you think? I mean, at some point, will she be forgotten? Go ahead, CB.
I don't think she'll be forgotten. And I also do not believe that she will serve the full 9, but we know from the beginning that it's been a political stunt from the Russian side the entire time. So, it's
260. Yeah.
it's disheartening because we know that everything that they've wrapped her up for is just that's not reality. That's not We know that that's not what's happened. And we talk about over here, we don't have a justice system, we have a judicial system, and it's even different out there over in Russia. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So um I'm hoping that this isn't something that gets dropped. I don't think that it will. I think that especially with a lot of the athletes that kind of are the front of the culture from that standpoint, I think this is something that's important to them. So as long as they're keeping the drum beating with how big social media is and things like that, I feel like you know people can keep her relevant, the story relevant, and I'm just hoping that at some point uh, the U.S. government comes through. But Kaleo, everything you were saying that's working against it, it all makes sense, and so it's just disheartening that this situation's even come up. Um, and there's just so much uh, corruptness going on,
Yeah.
that it's sickening.
And obviously the war, which you know we know
Well,
what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Pawn.
talk about bad timing, right? Because like just the way that all the events took place. But I agree everything what CB said. And what I'll add to it is the reason why I don't feel like it should be forgotten is because Russia's already been banned from most sporting international sporting events. The Olympics is around the corner again. You know what I'm saying? You talking about World Cup? Anything that's big on the sports world, like they've done away with Russia. Now, what that's going to do, that hurts them economy wise, money wise. There's no representation. You got people that are trying to leave out of that area. That's like, yo, I got a whole sports career because this shit is happening. I want to deflect, move somewhere else or whatever the case may be. So in the way that we are now, sports 24/7, you wake up, go to sleep, it's still on. As soon as this stuff starts to hit, it's always going to be talked about. And I think, unfortunately, she may do the majority of it because we would have already made a trade for some half-ass person, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
to send over there to get her back. Um, that's a whole nother, that's a political show that we could have, not this one. But that I think that's why it should never be forgotten. Yes, we'll do the T-shirts, we'll do the NBA, the WNBA, but you're talking about international sports, or as soon as they bring in Russia, not even competing because of, and it's always gonna be all the things that they have led down, and she's still gonna be a part of it because let's not forget she was balling out there. You know what I mean? So it's not as if
Mhm.
it was like she's like a first year, never really had. I mean, she was winning them championships. You know what I'm saying? She was bringing in them money just as well, which is even more the crazier part because we know how money rules everything. That the slow economic part of this as well is going to be there is a downfall that is going to happen against Russia that will be older when they start to feel it, but definitely this is going to trickle down.
Yeah. So that's the thing. She's not the only pawn or prisoner of war kind of thing that they have of the U.S. over there, and to address just her, I mean, you have to play it super close to the hip, I'm assuming, because you got other people that have been over there longer, that you want to get home as well, but she's probably the biggest she's a celebrity, so she's getting the attention. There are people over there that have been over there for years of the U.S. that just are lesser named, so she's getting the spotlight. So it's tough. I mean, I don't know what you do in this situation, but hopefully, I can only imagine 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 day, 1 second in prison is probably a lifetime to most.
I do have one last thing that they should recruit Mitch Kupchak, and because anybody who can trade Kwame Brown for Paul Gasol NBA and not get that trade vetoed in itself can probably somehow put together a trade to get Brittney home. I'll just leave it at that.
Definitely, what's up? He definitely said. You know what? I'll do one even better. He said Mitch Kupchak. The person that traded fucking Mitch Richmond for Chris Webber. I'll give you that one too. Who was that? That wasn't Wes. Was that Wes?
Thankfully, everybody that watches our show knows who we're talking about.
That Wes. Oh, okay. But yeah, look, man, prayers up, and hopefully there's some kind of solution before it's too late. Before she can't, ball again. Maybe when she gets back, maybe she wouldn't even want to ball anymore either. Where we at next? Okay, look. Kanye Adidas saga continues. We kind of touch bases on this with the homies for Soul Tales. Shout out to Be Easy. Shout out to E. But we talked about this a couple weeks ago on Soul Tales. That Adidas, we know Adidas and Yeezy brand, Kanye have parted ways. But Adidas has said they're still going to put out the Yeezy shoe minus the name. Kind of a sort of the Kobe ones, which became the Crazy Eights, right? Which is still one of the most popular shoes that they produce. So there are a lot of Ye silhouettes or Yeezy silhouettes that we love. Do we love the name, or do we love, what is it when it comes to the Yeezy? Is it the name? Is it the quality? Is it the boost? Is it the way the shoe makes you feel? If Ye's name isn't tied to that shoe, do you even go after it? Is it still a good shoe? So these are the questions, who knows what the answers are, because if Ye never got involved with Adidas and they come out with the first one, the first Yeezys that came out, what are the ones? Which ones did y'all
We're
just
talking
get?
about the Turtle Doves.
Turtle Doves, and the Turtle Doves come out. Those shits look like Skechers. They look like they belong within that realm of shoe. Are you going to wear those if Ye's name isn't tied to those? Are you going to wear does the Wave Runner become popular if Ye's name is not tied to that? So, we know what they're doing. So they've already got the silhouettes established. The value of the shoe, I'm assuming, will drop because it's not the same. Silhouette's the same, but the name aren't the same. I mean, I don't know. So how do you guys feel about this? Because the biggest debate was who owns we know Ye owns the name. Ye owns Yeezy. That's his name. You can't keep the name on a shoe. But we're assuming Adidas owns the factories. And at this point, it looks like they own the design of the shoe, which I'm assuming had some input from Ye, but I'm assuming he didn't get all that figured out in his contract. Go ahead, E.
Yeah, if he's in his right mind, though, I'll put it to you like this. I'll answer the last part of it. Damn it, Sean. I'll put it to you like this. If Kanye's in his right mind, and if somebody, I say somebody, because it's about factories, right? It's really about him being able to push the product. His mind was genius enough to come up with these silhouettes that we're talking about, that he put his name on, that we fell in love with. 350s, the 700, like you can just name them off, right? In the event that he's like, and if he was smart, as soon as Adidas releases something, I've already got this is actually what I would have done differently because they didn't have me in the room, because let's just be honest, the colorways and some other shit, he's always had an issue with them before. I think you play that move, right? And unfortunately, you can do it if he's not being an asshole, if he gets the backing from the people that really, if he was really aligned, think about that. Like, this is where we would be able to pivot, and we use that word because we have the resources internally or within a circle of people that could really be like, you stay on your meds and be about your shit for real. Like, we can figure out a way for us to get these shoes posted out. But anyway, I will say this. I definitely probably wouldn't have rocked the Turtle Doves if it didn't have Ye's name attached to it. But I will say that the sneakerhead in me still says that we all have shoes that are not necessarily liked by everybody, that at the end of the day, again, the simple fact that it blows, the parentals' minds that, we're wearing New Balance when we used to talk shit about old people wearing New Balance, regardless of if it's a Joe Freshgood or who. What I'm saying is, when you are a person of sneakerhead value, or just a person in general that's really about your own style, you don't really give a fuck about what everybody else says about what it is that you wear, because you make the shit. CB's gonna get on here next and definitely co-sign the shit out of that.
Real quick, as sneaker, we find, like you said, there's obscure pairs in our collection that we can find. It's all about what we can do with it. Do either one of us own a pair of Skechers? Is that the only shoe that we're not fucking with as sneakerheads? And ET, I challenge you to give me a keeping it 100 with a pair of Skechers. Go through Skechers catalog and find me a keeping it 100 that we could rock as sneakerheads. That's dope.
There's no way. They don't exist. We would have found them already. Yeah, nah. He already knows. He's got the cosign. With what he was saying there, but it's a situation that we're all familiar with.
Send us the picture, Sean.
Yeah, and we got to know the rundown. Like, how comfy are they? Because that's the only reason why you'd be getting into that. So, isn't that why Tony Romo likes them, or is that it? But getting back to Ye,
there's no problem. I'm just go ahead.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's incredible.
It's okay,
Sean, you don't need to defend yourself, man. You know. But going back to Ye, it's one of those situations where we're familiar with this. Kaleo, you already mentioned, the old Kobe's that Adidas has still been pushing, the joints that they re-released for the first time in a while, the Audi joints. We're familiar with this. Do we not see a silhouette that looks like a Dion that Nike puts out? You know what I mean? So it's old hat. Yeah, we're gonna know, because now, like, the shoes that we're just talking about are from a generation or two ago. Like, they're not current. This is current. We haven't had a situation really like this that I can remember in modern, like in recent times. So it's gonna be interesting, but I'm gonna be honest. When they make those first runs, I'm interested to figure out if they're any different or not. You know what I mean? So one of the things I think that also helped, and this is arguably a stroke of genius on Kanye's part, but Boost, if we remember when Boost first came out, it like took over in terms of just how comfortable it was. Like, it was something that from a casual standpoint, because they were designed as runners, from a casual standpoint, people hadn't been really messing with it. And you all of a sudden it comes out. People are used to like Nike Air, and let's be honest, Boost compared to Air is night and day. It's not the same. And so it's one of those things where Kanye being like, all right, we're going to do these designs and we're putting Boost in there. It was like a perfect storm scenario to really take off. And he already had the hype, because I mean, just there's someone on this podcast who has a pair of one of Ye's Nikes, and like, it's not like he wasn't already established. So he attached his name with another big brand, arguably the second biggest brand, and they did some really good things for a few years. But it'll be interesting to see, because at the end of the day, we all know that they own the designs. They're going to do them. They're going to keep trying to make money off of them. But it will be interesting to see if the prices are any different. I'm interested to see that for sure.
So I did a little bit of research. I figured out what I hadn't searched before, and and as I thought about it while you were talking, I was afraid of the answer I was going to get. So we know every now and then I deal with a gout issue, right? So I looked up most comfortable shoes for gout, and fucking Skechers popped up as the best shoes.
You can't write this shit, Hollywood. You can't write this shit.
Take the whole foot. Just take the whole foot. I'm not wearing no fucking Skechers. Take the whole foot.
Who is it? Howie Long. He'd be so disappointed in us.
Did I mention Patreon announcement coming up? We're almost there. We're almost to that point. Appreciate everybody sticking around with us. So look, I forgot. I don't know what the graphic is. Isn't that there? But we can bring this up as a quick panel discussion. Put your pride to the side. Hey, look, Chuck Claggett. That's you. That's Chad. Rashad who wrote that. Look, you recommended what running shoe I needed for low arches. I'm gonna give you that, but bro, can't do it, won't do it. Let me use that. Whatever. Anyway, so I don't know what a graphic is. I had the graphic, but let me just tell you. So, this was election season, and there's a few things on the bill, and there's some things that change is bound to happen these days. And I want to give a shout out to Tennessee. Tennessee came through in the clutch for one of these bills. Maryland came through with legalizing marijuana. We knew that was going to happen, just like when the casinos happened. That was going to happen, because if Uncle Sam can get his hands on regulating taxes and money when it comes to that, because it's going to happen. DC raised the minimum the tip wage for servers. Like, change is happening. And in Tennessee, it was voted to officially ban slavery. Just now.
Oregon,
so Tennessee has officially banned all forms of slavery. Voters on Tuesday approved a ballot measure that removes language allowing slavery and involuntary servitude as forms of punishment for those convicted of crimes. Slavery is now done in Tennessee, and they voted for it. So, look, times are changing.
It was like an 80-20 vote, bro. That was 20%. It was 20%. And the thing is I read the question the way that it was phrased, and I'm wondering how many of those 20% picked the wrong answer by accident. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't even mean to do it, but they still did. 20%, bro. One out of every 5.
That's like the old Eddie Murphy joke. Like, let's go in and let's vote for the black guy. Just as a joke. And next day, he fucking won? That kind of thing. Go ahead, Indy, my bad.
the Oregon, I think the Oregon did the same, but the disparity was that there were still 400,000 people that voted yes to keep
somebody
it.
call for a bird.
You know what I'm saying? Like the crazy
Yeah.
part was when they did the numbers and they showed the numbers. Like 500,000 said, said no, but 400,000 was like, yes, we still want that to be a thing.
I get it,
And
Sean. I get
by the way, I think Alabama was like, nah, we'll still keep it around because we're not done with these niggas yet.
it. Damn, man! Look, times are changing. I, I don't know what to say. Shout out to Sean. That's a good one. I needed that. That laugh. I got it. But let's go. Here we go. Yo, wait. You trying to say they should publish your identity? That's true. Put it out there. Let everybody know.
Right.
I'm in Maryland. Is I free? Look, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Look, so tonight we don't. Where are we at? There we go. Is it just K tonight? Look, I reached out to your boy. We were talking, and I was trying to figure out, if he had something for us tonight. If he didn't, maybe he could holler at me. Let me handle it. So
Maybe if he had inside info that Chuck Leggett was going to be back at the reins of the comment section, he could have prepared.
yeah. Well, so I'm not gonna disappoint. First of all, before we get there, look, get yourself a DC shop high this weekend. Save 10% on us. WRSE 10. Go give Grant a call. Tell him
Shout
we
out to
sent
Grant.
you. Shout out to Grant. Look, at this point, you know what the pizza is. We plug it every week, every other week, whatever. There it is. Check it out. All right. So, is it just K? So, look, the weather around here has got me thinking. Right, we're getting ready to go on into the actual chill season of the fall into winter. What am I missing? What is going on here?
I don't know. I'm just nervous about this segment and you. That's all.
There's nothing to be nervous about. So, changing weather. But before that, we had some warm days. And I've realized what you need on a nice warm day, especially in the summertime, but recently in these warmer days, what brings out the warm days? And that is the ice cream truck. Ice cream truck is a staple of the hood, staple of any neighborhood. You don't see many most days, but ice cream truck. So this is where we're at with Is It Just K? Is it just K? Now, right here, you've got the Flintstone push-up pops. You've got the WWF superstar bars that they don't make anymore. They've been trying to get them back for years. Got the strawberry shortcake. You've got the snow cone. You got the ice cream sandwich. You got the bomb pop, and then you've got the I knew the name for this. Whatever. You got the ice cream with the bubble gum at the bottom. Right? You got that. Is it just K? Is the best one out of all this. When you go to the ice cream truck, the bang for your buck is the bomb pop. And Is It Just K? The worst one out of all of these is the fucking snow cone. Because it's just flavored ice, all the flavors at the top. And then by the time you get to the bottom, it's just melted ice, and all the flavor is just horrible. And the cup that it comes in is all melted and just wet and just falling apart. So is the bomb pop the best one, the bang for your buck? And is the snow cone the worst one out of all this? If you agree, let me know. If not, tell me what the best one is, and then you tell me what the worst one is. We'll start with CB.
I personally, I love myself some ice cream sandwiches, but the Rocket Pop, the Bomb Pop is one of the most nostalgic, I'll say. I've tried beers just based on the fact that they're based off of like a bomb pop, just because I got to see what that's like. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
and yeah, it probably it could be the snow cone. I also will say that the joints with the joint with the gum at the
Screwball.
bottom,
Screwball. It's called a
um,
screwball.
that joint that's always, I think back on it, I'm like, yeah, that was a little weird. Having the treasure at the bottom be a gumball or two. Um, because then they're hard as a freaking rock. You could basically, if you chuck those at someone, you could catch a charge. You know what I mean? So that
That's
probably, it
right.
was
You
like
bang
you
for your
get you
buck.
one of those and the candy cigarettes, and you were a gangster at 6 years old.
Right. Okay. Did you give you? What did you say? What the worst one was?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna go with the screwball. Like that
Okay.
gum at the bottom was kind of wild.
Gotcha. All righty.
Shit. First of all, new, not even new segment, new content alert. Fuck you, K. Because you know what? The bomb pop was the worst. I guarantee you, it took. First
Over
of
the
all,
snow cone?
listen. Let me tell you why. First of all, okay. Since we're putting this out there, we're gonna be quick with this one. Out here in Cali, the snow cone didn't stand a chance. Too fucking hot. So our ice cream trucks did not have snow cones. We First of all, we wasn't rocking with that. You would get something from, you know what I'm saying, the little Mexican man that got the little the little cart down the street, or the little lady, right? They had the, the elote, with the corn and all that. Y'all might not know about that. If not, holla at me when you get to LA, and I'll definitely hook you up with the lady that's on the corner or outside of a venue. You know what I'm saying? CB knows what I'm talking about. Also,
Damn it.
or they got the fruit, with the tahini and all that good. Like, you listen, this is what I'm saying. Fuck the ice cream man. And also, they had to get, they had to pay to come down certain blocks. But anyway, the bomb pot, garbage. Why? I truly don't think it was actually ice cream. That shit lasted 15 hours before you can finish that hoe. That was not real
That's
ice
the
cream,
whole
dog.
point. That's the
No,
whole
that is
point.
not. That's that Dairy Queen shit that they just found out that's the reason why it never fucking melts, or you could turn that shit upside down and it
Bang
doesn't
for
come
your
out, is
buck.
because
That's
it's not really ice cream. The screwball, whatever it was, I don't think we had that. That shit would have got played out just like chili Fritos out here or some shit like that, right? For me, the worst one out of all of this, for sure, outside of the bomb pop, I would say would be the screwball. The number one would either have to be the ice cream sandwich or the strawberry shortcake one. By far, those are the best ones.
now look. Now,
That's
okay, look. I'm in agreement with you. Now look, this is what I'm saying. Bang for your buck. As a kid, I didn't have any crazy money. If I got $1.05, the bomb
that
pop
wasn't.
was the bang for the buck because it lasted the longest. Strawberry shortcake, still to this day, you can bite that bitch. You don't have to worry about it. You can eat the strawberry shortcake. You can eat the ice cream sandwich. I mean, and it still is messy as hell. The push pop was amazing, but it wasn't enough of it. It was so good, but you didn't get enough of it. The wrestling pop was amazing. Again, just it's like ice cream sandwich is gonna melt.
CB is stupid, bro.
Yo, dude, nah, there's just so many things that are being said that y'all know the way that my mind works. Like, this
You're
shit is
I'm
right,
too
but
trying
you
to. I'm
know
funny to
what?
trying.
me.
And,
I'm
Like, this
trying to
stuff is
and
too
let's
navigate
just be
funny
around
to
it.
me.
honest. Nobody on this show had a fucking push-up because what was gonna happen. The homies was clowning you, and if your uncle or somebody else saw you eating that shit, you was getting dealt with. Now, let's just be honest. The the just the bomb pop, bro. Just like you said, it lasted forever. The reason why you didn't have it, because you would have that shit. First of all, the bottom part of that shit strictly, right, would automatically start melting, right, and getting everywhere. So you had to eat that shit sideways, pause, right, in order for you to get through it. And then it never really went away. Nobody on here can say that they actually finished one.
Oh, come on, man. You know people finish the bomb pop. I mean, you have to. You have to. It's the bang for the buck. You have to. Everything else does melt. And it's a sloppy melt, too. Ice cream sandwich
There
is
is not
amazing at
one
first.
clean melt in the history of an ice cream truck, bro. Ever, like, when you're talking about the the paper cup of the snow cone disintegrating in your hand. That was the exact same thing with a push-up pop. And like E said, don't get caught with it around the homies. You know, like you're sitting there and it's just immediately. Have you ever seen a kid holding a push-up pop?
No, because it's over quick. It's over. You can't play around with that.
Come
It's
on,
over
man.
quick.
No, but it's a summertime thing for real. And for us, it was always at the pool. It was always like, yo, you're chilling at the pool. All of a sudden, ice cream man shows up. Like, oh shit, it's the ice cream man. Mom, can I get $1? You know what I mean? Like, I'll clean my room. Oh, it was that shit was currency back in the day.
You know what was the worst thing? You get your ice cream and you get it and it drops. Right there on the ground, everybody's looking at you. And that's the most. Damn!
Yo, the comments are killing me, yo.
There you go. So look, CB wanted to do Piff Pass or Push this week. We got it. All right, CB, go ahead and explain the segment. Break it down for those who aren't used to this one.
All right, so Piff Pass or Push is one of the segments that we usually keep for our Soul Tales podcast. So, you know, we get together with the other sneaker homies, B, E from Bros Beers and Whiskey, and a million other things.
Sean Xavier, we gotta get you on Soul Tales one night. You got a nice Puma collection that you've been showing off in the text message
in the group chat. And Ricardo joins us pretty regularly. So it's all sneaker talk. So if you think about the Soul Tales segment and then just put that out over an hour and a half, just talking about sneakers. What is it like? That's usually our last week of the month. We target for Soul Tales Live.
Got one coming up.
But this segment, Piff Pass or Push, I'm basically going to give us two options. If we think one of them is piff, that means they're dope. If we don't like the other one, it's a pass. Or if we feel the same way, good or bad, about both, it's a push. And these are two of the most highly renowned November releases this year. We've got the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Founds, and we have the Air Jordan 7, the Trophy Rooms. And so the Trophy Rooms released earlier in the month. Retail was $225. And the Lost and Found, we know that they did the early access. None of us got early access. None of us got early access. But the release coming up later in the month, standard Air Jordan 1 $180 prices. Honestly, I don't usually check for sevens like that. So like I think that the sevens are good, but still kind of have a sour taste in my mouth from the last trophy room, which were ones that looked strikingly similar to the Lost and Founds. But for me, it would be Jordan 1s, they're piff, and I'm passing on the trophy rooms. How do y'all feel?
I would have to agree, and I will say yes, definitely did not hit or get that exclusive push on the sneaker app, which according to Be Easy and his show, that we had to have 20 L's in in the ones.
We don't. I would thought we've had that easily.
I was like, have we seen 20 releases? Like,
even if they did, I mean, how many times did we get L's in the Panda Dunks? Don't let me get that. Don't let me start that shit. But no, I'm in line with you. Definitely a piff for the ones. I'm gonna go push though with the trophy rooms. there's a slight appeal to it, somewhere in there because it kind of has that Olympic feel to it. I understand they are a trophy room.
Right,
The 225 tag is what's probably pushing the issue for me, but definitely them ones is a piff times 10. I would have paid probably 200 for those and wouldn't have blinked.
Pops, if you're listening.
So look here, look. There's only been one or two silhouettes or colorways of the sevens that I actually fucked with, right? There's a pair of sevens that I own that I bought about a year and a half ago, or maybe a year ago, and I still haven't worn yet because I called bluff on Nike sneaker app, and they called my bluff back, and I won them shits. So the 7 is a dope
I do have the
colorway.
PSG 7s though. Like I will say
look,
that I do have
the
those.
7s for me are the Bordeaux's, as you all know, are near and dear to my heart. Those are the only 7s that I would break the bank for. There's the hair joints, like the Looney Tunes joints. There's some other like colorways that are dope, but nothing like the Bordeaux's. But these trophy rooms, I will say, look, they're dope. I do like the different colorway mixing in the red. They're a little different. They got creative with it. And then on the back, I'm assuming the different colors that's on the like the back of the shoe may represent like some Olympic colors somewhat. But then the ones, you can't go wrong with a one
Chicago
or the
colorway?
Chicago colorway with the makeover. Like they put like the cracked leather around the top, the upper part of the shoe. This thing is just a beautiful shoe, and it's the most basic shoe there is, and it's just amazing. So look, I'm piffed for the ones, and actually look, the 7s are piffed too. I just love that colorway. There's a lot you can do with that colorway. I can't spend $225 on those right now. I got some other plans for some shoes associated with seafood. Or some shellfish at some point this year if it happens. That's an expensive dinner. But yeah, dope shoes. But yeah, the ones would trump those 7s if I absolutely had to. And I know the Soul Tales crew, they feel the same way.
I think that was on the 20. The 20.
He should get the whole team. Well, look,
if we just have like one a year that we can all agree that we'd be like, Pops, like we should have a team pair once a year, rock out, just send the photos, do the thing.
Yeah. Major announcement coming up. I just want to let you guys know. We're almost there. All right. Shoe and tell. Who want to go first? Go ahead, Eddie.
Shout out to one of the previous member that was on We Are Something Else. Would have probably showed something like this. And if you know who I'm talking about and where I'm going with this, then you know exactly.
Yeah.
That is definitely coming with the Cozy Boy slide. Shout out to Superfly. Hey, these band slides is everything. They good. Look, we talking about low price, great for the house while you're working at the crib. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely about to get cold outside, and you know you're gonna be in the house with the slides on. What better else than some band slides? Shout out to Superfly.
All right, CB.
All right, so this isn't the major announcement, but you might think it is. But B, I hope you're still in the comments, but I'm showing a shirt. So, as y'all may know, Jordan recently did a collaboration with Titan 22, which is a super dope Filipino sneaker shop.
We knew this was coming.
I didn't just get the shirt.
Not like B.
So we got the box. I've never wanted a pair of 2s in my life, but I needed to
put
get
those
these
on the list early in the game.
So the materials are cool, and honestly, the 2 lows, in my opinion, definitely better than the high cut, in my opinion. But they came with some extra laces, all that.
Major announcement. CB loves the twos.
Nah, no, I love twos that are associated with the Philippines.
There it is.
But
Dope, that's
and
dope.
what's super cool is the pack that these were a part of had a pair that was designed by a South African sneaker shop, and then they had a shop from the U.S., which is where the details on the box
That's dope.
come
That's
from.
dope.
So, and it's cool. If y'all know me, you know that my brother-in-law is from Durban. He's from South
Nice.
Africa. So I've contemplated. I don't know if he likes the twos, but it's Sage's dad. He
Chuck Claggett likes
he
the
could get a pair.
twos.
So
Chuck Claggett says, "Damn, CB nice. She likes the twos." Was those StockX or did you score them off?
this was actually GOAT. I did not
Okay.
score for retail, but I basically just held strong on the price that I wanted. So I got them for pretty close to retail. That's basically what they're going for now. But that's the thing is because they're not going for a huge upsale, I honestly might just buy another pair and just go to
Now you're
town
just showing
because
off.
why not?
Now you're just showing off. Okay, so these were mentioned earlier tonight, kind of a few minutes ago. So, boom, the box. You see the dust particles, so this is a collection shoe. And if you paid attention to my my IG story today,
Yeah,
I definitely put these on display because these remind me of the trophy rooms. But
people
these
at
are
work don't even know what is happening.
These
They
are the
literally
Olympic
don't know
nines.
what is happening, bro.
These are the Olympic nines. Look, it's still the bottoms are still having cloud. I haven't worn these in a while. I was afraid. I was like, I'm gonna put these on and these shit's gonna just fall right apart. But I made it through the day. I think one of the things that does
Chuck
happen
Claggett
after
just fried the shit out of you.
25 cent. Look, so I think one thing that does happen with the nines after all, I think you do get the halo with the glue right here. But I mean, other than that, the shoe's intact. I made it through the day. Olympic 9.7s. That's what I mean. So that's the shoe. All right, look.
Come on with the alert.
Here we go. I mean, I think we're at the point now, right? So so if you know us, we've put a lot of work and effort into the show. And we were able to land the deal with DC Shot Pie, and they become the official pizza of the We Are Something Else podcast. And then we know there were some other folks that we worked with for the Black Business Series. We know we've had big announcements such as CB and Kaleo going to Aspen. If you haven't checked that single, make sure you listen to that. I know our first big announcement was when we did the Rough Skins thing, right? But no, look, all seriously, this is going to take us to a whole nother level. I've been waiting for the confirm, waiting for it to happen. I see we got a few folks in the chat. So it's official as of tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We Are Something Else